Hello, class. So, this week for our discussion board, we were assigned to pick a villain from our favorite book, movie, TV series, and go through the acronyms of the basic ID and how it describes that villain. So, I picked a villain from a movie that I grew up watching. It's one of my favorite movies from The Parent Trap. And the villain, of course, is that awful soon-to-be stepmother, Meredith Blake, or as they refer to her as Cruella, several times in the film. So to start off with the acronym of Basic ID, B for behavior. And also, like if you go with A, attitude, her behavior and her attitude kind of go hand in hand. She is very, very bratty. Throughout the whole movie, it's her way or no way. She's very dramatic. Everything is to the extreme. Like whenever they put the lizard on her little drink, or it's in her hair, and she flips out and she threatens the kids, and then she gets put on a floating bed in a lake and wakes up and freaks out and tells the twins' dad that it's either her or them. And of course, he picked his kids because what dad wouldn't? Or what good dad wouldn't? But anyway, so to move on to S in the basic ID acronym is sensation. And she, in the movie, she's very touchy feeling with their dad, always kissing on him. That way, by showing by showing him affection, he like doesn't see her evilness and that she is out to just get his money and get his kids sent off the boarding school. So she is always like kissing on him and doing all this stuff to try to, in a way, to distract him. So the next letter would be I for imagery. And apparently I can't talk tonight. But, so what she pictures in her life and her, like, goals is wealth. And she thinks that by marrying the twins' dad, that she is going to get all of this money because he owns a winery. And in her goals and her life dreams, she does not see his kids at all in it, especially not two kids. And she has mentioned several times throughout the movie that they're being shipped off to boarding school and are not going to be there or in her life, and all the money's pretty much going to be hers, and she wants the maid and the butler and whole 9 yards. So the next letter would be cognition, and how she just thinks of herself and describes herself. So through the movie, she thinks like she is the hottest person. She, there's no one better than her. That she is better than their dad, and he is like, she's slumming it pretty much to be with him, and that he should feel lucky to be with her because she's young and beautiful and whatever, but she has a terrible personality, so what even matters what she looks like? But she does not see that at all. She thinks she is the bee's knees and God's gift to earth. So then the next one would be the other eye. And so the kids, they hate her. They make it very, 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 very clear throughout the whole entire movie that they hate her. They call her an evil stepmom. They make it very apparent that they do not want to be around her. So that's how, like, other people see her. And at first, their dad doesn't see her to be this person. They think their dad thinks, she's great. He's with this young, hot blonde. But then at the end, after she tells him that the kids can be shipped off, he sees her for who she truly is and the villain of their life. So then the last letter in the acronym is D for drugs. And in the movie, you can always see her in several things. She has like a glass of wine or some kind of alcohol in a way to or I think she even has a margarita at one point, but a way to numb or get past the fact that she has to deal with these kids. Like they're such a headache to her. So she uses alcohol to cope with that. But that would be the villain I picked. And for my childhood is definitely probably the most realistic villain too. Not just like all the villains you see off the Disney movies who like Maleficent, who is this dragon, because that's not very realistic. We don't have dragons that we know of in this world. So she not only is she a villain in a movie, but she's also a very realistic villain that people deal with all the time. You always hear about people who get step parents that don't really care for the kids and all of this stuff. But anyway, so that's who I picked for this week. Hope y'all enjoyed my acronym for her and how I described her.